Welcome to your daily focus, February the 7th, 2022. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. And I send it right back to you. Remember to subscribe, like, hit the bell, please. Well, if you like what you see, if you want to come back again, do those things for me, please. The 7 energy. The 7 energy is about romance. It's about standing in our truth. It is about finding compromise in order to achieve harmony. It's about recognizing beauty, luxury. Numerology of the day is a 15. That's the phoenix rising out of the ashes. 1 plus 5 is a 6. So it could be that we are starting new routines for our health, our well-being. Maybe it is just our routine to work and back, or our routine throughout the day. We may be looking at ways of utilizing time, energy, resources in a new way, in a different way. Sun is in Aquarius, Moon is in Taurus, so Taurus is a lot about our finances too. It's a grounded energy. It's one that we use our 5 senses. So it's our taste, and it's what makes us feel safe, relaxed. It is kind of energy where we stop and smell the roses. We're not in a hurry, or we slow down a little bit naturally. Our goals are more practical. Now here's something. We have all the planets. I think the nodes are retrograde, but besides that, all the planets are now going direct, which tells me that time will speed up for us. Things will think it's like, oh, it's the beginning of the month. I've got all this time to do this. And you're going to look back and you're going to go, what happened to that month? Where did it go? It's more of a doing energy. It's more of an action energy. So this is a time to make the plan. Absolutely. Strategize. Absolutely. Take the steps. Absolutely. Especially if it's new experiences, because we have that new moon. So it could be that new moon energy that we are in right now. So yeah, we could be shaking up some part of our life, changing things around, inviting in new experiences, new people, new environments, new ways of perceiving or going forward. We have, my gosh, when you look up at the sky now, it's an energy that is very easy to walk through. The challenges aren't that great, or the challenges aren't coming at us, like faster than the speed of sound, for goodness sakes. We can manage, and we are feeling a little bit more optimistic, a little bit more lighthearted. All the planets are getting along as far as I know. I don't think there's any major arguments going on up in the sky. And that's all beautiful and great energy, but unfortunately, during these times, we fail to utilize the energy as often, because we are not being pushed in a corner, because we are not being challenged, because everything is going well. And when things are going well, we sit back and we relax, and that Taurus moon is going to allow us to do that. But know when I tell you this, that what is it now? Pluto, Mercury, Venus, there's one other, Mercury and Mars are all in Capricorn. That is the planner. That is the strategy. So it's all our personal planets when it comes to love, when it comes to the beauty we want in our life, and what we're talking about, what we're learning, what we're reading, what we're taking in, and how we are going forward, where we are setting our stride, in what direction we're setting our stride. Now, right next to that is Aquarius, and we have Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn, in Aquarius next to the sun. So we are looking at, yes, the grounded approach, but we are open to new ideas, new ways of thinking, being, becoming. So we're thinking outside the box a little bit, and it's okay to think outside the box. And we won't go too far out because of that. Now, right next to that is Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces. I think the moon is harmonizing even with Neptune, which really hasn't been talked about hardly at all since for months now. Neptune has just been kind of sitting quietly in the background, doing its own thing. But it's getting a little zap of energy today. So it's our dreams, it's our ambitions, it's the expansion of our goals, our dreams, our fantasies even. But there's a lot of grounded energy because that's where all our personal planets are hanging out, in that grounded energy. So it's a beautiful time to take a risk on yourself, to make a plan, to go after maybe the learning experience or the hands-on experience, flying solo experience, to new ways of doing, being, becoming. It could be a new business, it could be a new relationship, it could be a new hobby, it could be new people that you are stepping in the crowd with or inviting into your life individually or as a group. Aquarius is very group oriented, very collective oriented. So we have to stay very conscious of this energy right now and kind of discipline, self-discipline. And we're not going to feel like self-discipline. Taurus, the moon in Taurus might give us a little bit more discipline. And our personal planets are in Capricorn, so we can invite in that. If we invite in that self-discipline and we just say, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this now, and make that true commitment to yourself, you'll be amazed at some of the strides you'll be able to take during this energy, because it's a very harmonious energy. It's very beautiful around us. There's been magic in the air since before Christmas, so I hope you are utilizing it. Okay, we cut the cards, and our bottom card is, look at this, the Knight of Pentacles. This is a little bit about going with the flow, trusting in yourself, trusting in your wisdom, trusting in your intuition, trusting in God, your angels, your spirit guides. Trusting in the path and what is being handed to you and what you are walking through, that it is for your greater good. It's in order to allow you to move forward in the direction you want. Our first card, look at this, Seven of Cups. I was wondering if the Seven of Cups started fading on us because it hasn't been around for years, really. I've been doing this for what, guys? 7, 8 years? Who's been here the longest? The Seven of Cups just kind of vacated this deck for so long. I checked a couple of times throughout the years to make sure it was still in there because it never seemed to come out. And since about just before Christmas, it has been starting to come out. Now, the Seven of Cups is a wish card, but it's telling you to just not just jump in and just grab a cup and run with it. That we have to think it through, that we have to have the planning, that we have to have the strategy, that we had to do some kind of investigation or knowledge seeking, maybe the answering of questions. Some of those cups are filled with your happily ever after. Other ones you don't even go there. They just turn out butt ugly. I'm telling you, you don't want to grab one of those. And in order not to grab one of those, you're going to have to think things through a little bit. So it's a good thing that all of our personal planets are hanging out in Capricorn right now, because it's more of a solid energy. It's more of a task-oriented energy where we won't feel like saying yes to anything. We won't feel like just jumping into things, that we want to know a little bit about that path we're stepping into. But watch that we're not pulling back too far too. So this is one where it's telling you it is about wishing, it is about dreams, but it's also about picking the right way forward. And put a little bit of thought into it, put a little bit of planning into it. Some people plan do more planning for a trip away for a couple of weeks or even a couple of days than they do for their life going forward for the next 5, 10, 20 years. We have the Nine of Wands back again, telling us that all of our paths that we've walked to this point have grown us into the person we needed to become in order to take on the next challenge. So all those wands behind us represent those paths that we have walked. They're all tall, they're all strong, they all have growth on them. And we hold this one in our hands, and it's stubby and it's twisted and there's no growth on it. But that's how all those other paths started out too. And we're wearing the red and we're wearing the white. The red for our courage, for our passion, to become one with the path. And the white is new beginnings, new starts, new ventures. So right now we're sizing it up. How do we go about it? What do we do? What's our first steps? What's our long range goal? What's the short range goal? And the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is very much about summoning in what you truly want. So talk about it, even if it's just conversations seemingly with yourself about what is going to happen. It's like the Rich Vibes perfume that I bought. And I talked about this before Christmas, and then I got it for Christmas. I asked for a crate of it, but I got one, and I was very happy receiving the one. I can go and buy my own crate. But it's called Rich Vibes, so I'm like, oh, well, where are my Rich Vibes today? Oh, that Rich Vibes, it smells so good. I'm going to attract my Rich Vibes. This is going to put out those feelers for me today. I had like $800 bank errors come back in my favor. I had money that appeared seemingly out of nowhere that got opened up for me. That wasn't supposed to show up for a while. I was finding money. I was winning money. It was just an amazing thing. And I realized that I was saying, I'm putting on my Rich Vibes. And that became my mantra without even thinking it. And I was, dancing around and smelling it and all happy and putting on my Rich Vibes. And I didn't realize at the time until I started going, hey, what's going on here? Because this is fabulous, first of all, because I walk a path just like you do. I work for a living for a reason. I doubt if I'd ever show up again if they stop paying me. This is about summoning in your dream, your goals, your wants, your fantasies, your desires, your passions. So what are you saying? I mean, take that deodorant and take a black magic marker and write Rich Vibes and say, I'm putting on my Rich Vibes. Whatever you do. Maybe you're going to call your toothpaste Rich Vibes, and I'm brushing in those words that are just going to open up doors for me. Whatever you do, and get excited about it, because really, the universe, God, our angels, our spirit guides don't really hear our words per se. They hear the vibration of our emotion. So when you're sitting there and you're crying over the bills and you're like, oh, I wish I had money. It's a sadness. They hear sadness when they hear money. They don't want you sad, so they make sure you don't get too much. So it is about summoning in your dreams, your goals, your desires. Get excited about it. Say a mantra about it. Write out a mission statement. Journal what you want to have happen in your life. Journal your today, your tomorrow, your next week, your next month, your next year, your next decade. Journal it. Get excited about where you're going. And don't don't start to put in the glass ceiling yet. Just let it go right now. Truly, just let it go. Don't worry. The energy will come along and it'll box us in, and we'll have those glass ceilings, and we can only reach certain parts at times. Absolutely. So we don't need to do that when we're writing the narrative. Shoot for the stars. Shoot for the moon. Okay, so speaking of mantras, let's get our mantra. I almost didn't show up. My computer wouldn't work at all. Oh my goodness. But, computer 101, computer repair 101 is turn it off and turn it back on again. Unplug it, plug it in. Oh, these mantra cards really wanted a good shuffle. So our mantra card for today is the peacock, raise your standards. So, where have you dummied down a dream because you want to make it more realistic? Or it sounded a little bit more like it was doable when you said it aloud to people. Or when you tried to, just push it a little bit farther, people would look at you like you had grown another head or something, and they just went, "Oh, that sounds amazing. Good luck." Raise your standards. You are being called to do something wonderful, to step into something wonderful. Listen for it and imagine it. And don't put up with what you're putting up with if it doesn't make you happy. Either take a risk on yourself or know that this is where you're going to be for the next year, 10 years, until you take that risk. This is a beautiful time to take those risks on yourself. Yes, we still have to pull it back a little bit, but with all of our personal planets going direct in Capricorn, or most of our personal planets, I shouldn't say all of them because they're not all there, but the majority of them are. Making the plan, understanding the step we want to take, and then taking that step. And while we're taking that step, now we're looking at the next step we're going to be taking and how to prepare for that step. What has to come together? What do you need to learn? What do you need to do? Where do you need to involve yourself? What do you need to change? What do you need to grow? Raise your standards. If somebody's not treating you well, say, I don't need you. Don't need that kind of energy. And you might love them. Tell them that. I love you, but I'm sorry. I just can't have your energy around me anymore. You pull me down. You don't support me. You, whatever it may be. We may need to use our words, and it might be a refreshing slap in the face for them to hear that, but maybe they have been neglectful and not even realized it. So be careful how you go about those words. Once again, Mercury is one of the planets that is in Capricorn, so we can think it through. We can practice it. We can understand how we're going to use our words effectively to gain the end result that we want. And the peacock. Know your beauty. First of all, know your beauty. Inside and out. Okay. The peacock is believed to be one of the most virtuous and beautiful animals in the animal kingdom. It embodies the admired characteristics of integrity and loyalty. And like the peacock, you embody the qualities important for friendship, for family unity. You can be encouraging, you can be selfless, and you can enrich the lives of everyone you meet by walking the peacock's path. The peacock is also very protective of its young and will provide for and protect them under any circumstance. This card can also be seen as an indicator to better yourself and to raise your standards, to be more like the peacock. So the mantra is, I love and care for everyone I know. It can also be, I raise my standards to match my values. It could be, I invite in the magic of the day. I invite in miracles today. I'm putting on my my rich vibes today. Bring it on. Bring it to me. Stand in your Superman pose. Play your day out for what you want it to have happen in your day. That's an awesome little thing, and the energy is perfect for that kind of thing. Just stand in your Superman pose, nice and strong, and envision having that perfect day or that perfect conversation, that perfect date, that perfect interview. Our animal of the day is, look at this, partners with the seahorses. The 7 is about relationships and partnerships. I think I said that at the very beginning. We are in a 7 energy today, so it does have a lot to do with our relationships. So we'll go to the seahorse. Our sea star. There we are. Okay. Love, partners, foundation, balance, relationship, safety. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting 2 bodies. This is a time for you to look closely at relationships around you. If you are currently with a love partner, it is time for you to rekindle your passion, explore new ways to build on your foundation. Safety and security is important for you. Seahorse offers protection, love, and safety so that you can continue on your journey. If you're single, it's important for you to restore the balance that's missing within you in order to attract the right person in your life. Like attracts like. Be the type of person that you want to be in your life. Unlike humans, it's the male seahorse that carries the babies. This card could signify that there is an imbalance between the male and female partnership, and a realignment is in need to take place. And that could be within yourself, that could be within the relationship. This could be in the workplace, a love relationship. If you're thinking of beginning your own business, this is a wonderful time. Try not to go it alone. A partner may be needed to help with the balance. You may be the creative type. You will need someone to ground you with regards to finances or vice versa. There's also a message that a loved one, a male energy who has crossed over, may be coming through. And this message is one of love and peace. Ancient Europeans believed that the seahorse carried the souls of the deceased sailors to the underworld. Seahorses offered the sailors protection on their journey as they went to meet their destiny. And it's time for you. It's time for you to embrace your destiny. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.